Hey, Shalom, Yabashim Yashai Barakakadash, Barakathum, Call Law Yabashim Yashai Barakakadash. This Rob Amafa, the Nebraska camp. This is GMS, and he pushed to the mark. I want to say double honors to our apostles, to our elders who rule well, which are under GMS, or which are of GMS. I want to say blessed salutations to the innumerable multitude, the weak that amongst tares, the women and children that follow the truth, sincerity, and the hopeful elect, the 144, salutes. I wanted to get into this lesson. I'm going to play a short clip of the video. I'm going to have to kind of put it in pockets in the beginning to just get the points out of it, because Esau are going to hit for copyright reasons. Again, the videos that's shown, the article that's shown, it's not for monetary gain under the Copyright Act. With that being said, I was watching this article or this video going over lab-grown meat, okay? And so it automatically made me go into meditating on the scriptures. And the first scripture that popped in my head, let's see here. I'll go into Isaiah 14. 14 and 13, it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High." Okay, which is the literal stars, and talking about the stars. The stars of heaven are representative of the 12 tribes. Okay, it says, "I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Okay, so they have their space stations, and they also will sit upon the mount of the congregation. Who's the mount of the congregation? That is us. Okay, it says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Okay, you create your own money system. You choose who lives and who dies. And what I mean by that, because humans been killing humans since the beginning of time. So we ain't gonna deal with the semantics of Esau. We're talking about when somebody determines that you get life, you get death. You did something, and this determines death. Not by the laws that the Lord issued out, but about your laws that you issued out. 2 counts of this, 3 counts of that, 3 counts of this, and that equals life. Or that equals death. You created a whole new law system. You created, birth control. People are fighting over my body, my choice of abortions, and you created your own food. You created your own social construct. You created your own gender. Because you're doing what? You're trying to be like the Most High. You're playing God, right? And the whole world doesn't see that, but it's we're gonna get to the point that people are gonna be like, wait, this nigga's out of control, okay? But it says what in verse 15? "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Okay, they're gonna be brought to a desolate place, okay, non-existent. All right, so let's get back to the article. This led me to do some research on some articles, look up some articles, see what I could find, and I went to Joseph's. There's a site called veganbakerymiami.com, which it seems like these are opposing people. So it's always good to listen to 2 sides of the coin and then come up with your own conclusion. One side of the coin is Esau's evil. He always got something up his sleeve. He always got tricks in his bag. It's not a coincidence that people worry about carbon emissions. Matter of fact, through the spirit, let's read the flip side to the coin. See if I can find that article again. I need to look up this article. So I went to Bloomberg. All right, this was put out February 7th of 2023. This is more of a pro lab meat grown company. It says leading scientists agreed that cultured meat products won't give you cancer, but the industry doesn't have the decades of data to prove it. There you go. You see what they did? Right? It says the leading scientists agree that the cultured meat products won't get. They agree. They didn't say it's a fact. Yeah, right? But even if they say it's a fact, I don't believe that. But they agree that it won't give you cancer. But the industry doesn't have the decades of data to prove it. Pretty much they don't have any proof. They just feel like it won't give you cancer. But the way they worded it, he's wise with his words, but war is in his heart. Smooth with the smooth, the words are smoother than butter. So it says, so it's trying to avoid the question instead. Okay? And then you got to buy this article in order to get the full spill on it. But I'll read as much as I can before it fades out. It says, if you avoid meat to cut down on animal cruelty, carbon emissions, or both, your options are a lot better than they were decades ago. Which is to say, they're fine for people who can afford to pay premium veggie burgers and nuggets and from the likes beyond Meat Incorporation. So what they're saying, just in case you don't want to kill animals. What else they say? You worry about carbon emissions. Or you don't want to pay those big numbers for those expensive veggie meat burgers that just taste like. That's all they're doing. They're softening up the delivery of this alleged a product of death. Lab-grown meat. There's nothing good that comes from lab-grown meat. That's like saying a in-house son. Okay, or water made fire. Like, or fire made water. Like, it's like, no, nigga, that's just not how things are supposed to work. You shouldn't go in the lab and 3D print meat. You shouldn't go in the lab and create meat. That's not where meat is supposed to be made. Meat is made from animals. It has blood going through it. It has years of, moving around. And you just gonna cut that process and just create this meat. You ain't doing nothing but creating high fructose meat. That's just like refined oil with vegetable oil. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure when they made vegetable oil, they didn't say that this is going to be the killer to most Americans. And that's FDA approved. You know what I'm saying? Refined processed oil will clog the hell out your arteries. But yet, they approved that. It's all over in the grocery stores. In Babylon, you know what I'm saying? When there's olive oil, good oils, avocado oil, such on and so forth. But you get my point, all right? So let's go to the opposing article, back to the opposing article. So they're showing you, they're trying to soften the blow of what? You could tell a lie by when you listen to the truth, where you listen to both sides. Can't say the truth and a lie. It's to listen to the good and bad, the pros and cons about the situation, okay? Because they got people that are vegan, so they're going to do all the research in the world. They're going to talk to the scientists. They're going to spend the money. They're going to tell all the business. And one main truth, one way to truth, especially when dealing with Esau, is you do what? Like they say in the movies, you follow that money. You follow that money. Whoever's making the most money, that's where Esau's at. And when you hear about the FDA, Bloomberg, all these big names, something's up already, okay? And there's a lot of business in lab-grown meat, just like there's a lot of business in seedless watermelon. How's a farmer going to make a seedless watermelon, okay? Only labs can grow that. Now it's only government that can provide you with that. Now they control the meat. Only governments can provide you with that because we're headed to what? The MOTB. In order to buy or sell, you have to corner the market on the products. You can't have a farmer in Montana with the organic 100% real beef place, because even in this very time, if you want to get a lamb, you can go to a farm and get a live lamb and they can chop it up in front of you. or you can go buy 2 cows. So say you're in a time of Jacob's trouble, and MO to the T to the B is all activated, and you can't get it, but you got a family of cows. You ain't gonna, and you got a farm. You ain't gonna need to. You can last without them and keep reproducing these animals, right? So how would they make you get the MOT to the B? Right? They have to get rid of those products. They have to tell every farmer you can't have livestock. They have to tell every farmer you can't have agriculture. They have to tell you you don't fully own these contracts to these lands and this and this and that. Under this law, we can take this and say that it's military-owned property. They're doing what? They're cornering the market on the resources, right? Which is it's pretty much war. Because when you put a sanction on somebody or you encamp them, you know what I'm saying? You put trenches around their castle and all that. You block them out from their water and their resources. They ain't got no choice but to come and do what you say. Or when the country takes over everybody, they just take over their resources and tax them. Because you got to go to them for the resources. If you're in Egypt and Egypt gets ran over by Rome, what did they do? Did they just wipe Egypt and lay it down to the floor? No. But we're going to tax you and the whole world for this grain. Because that's what we really came here for. We didn't want to take you down because y'all pyramids and it's so cool. No, we want that grain. We want them products that make y'all rich. Okay? And that's what they're doing. And then now when they corner the market, if they're trying to corner the market on air, nigga. They're trying to corner the market on water. They got the water. They made the water wicked. You know what I'm saying? To where you can't even drink out the faucets. And they're letting it do that. Because now they can sell you bottles of water. Now the water will be so messed up. They're cornering them. They're attacking all these railroads, these cargo freights, the trucking system. I believe it's the A6 or B6 with the trucking protests. Okay, these ships are sinking in the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River itself is going to shit. All this ain't a coincidence. The crypto and everything going in that direction, but at the same time they're trying to hack systems and they're trying to move everybody away from the paper dollar. All this is moving in a gradual sense. It's like sweeping the trash in a circle. You pull it over a little bit over here, a little bit over there, and you just keep inching it in until it's one big pile of trash just to get everybody in. So they're consecrating this law. They're attacking gun laws, okay? So once we implement this certain one that's going to make everybody want to fight back, you ain't got no guns. Set up a little company to the Antifas and the people to counter protest and the people. These people are devils, they're demons, they think alive, and they come out and they know how they assume how people are. All right? And they're eventually, at the end of the day, they're trying to corner the market. And this shows when you follow the money. Let's get back to this article. Because this article is going to say something real big. It says lab-grown meat will threaten our food supply as restaurant chains across the country will buy this meat to cut costs while endangering our health. Lab-grown meat cells are taken from live chickens in a crude biopsy process. Israeli cultured meat outfit Believer Meats. This is the company. The company is called Believer Meats, which is an Israeli cultured meat company. Okay, that's another hint right there. So we got the Falasha Jews, these Amalekites or Edomites. The ones that the most wickedest ones on planet Earth are the ones that's behind this. Go figure. It says is looking to play a pivotal role in the availability of lab-grown meat products, and a new facility under construction in the U.S. should help these efforts along. The company says it has broken ground on a new factory in North Carolina that will become the largest of its kind in the world, where the company's priority technology will be used to pump out cultivated meat by the metric ton. By the metric ton. Wow. It says along the startups like Impossible Foods, Believer Meats, is endeavoring to drive down the cost of lab-grown meat. Okay, so they're saying, oh, it's price and this and that. And this is what I wanted to read earlier. The world's largest cultured meat factory is being constructed in North Carolina. The 200,000 square feet factory owned by Believer Meats is set up to produce 10,000 metric tons of lab-grown cancer meat per year. Man, everything's gonna work. They're gonna make everybody frail. It's gonna be like that movie Snowpiercer, man. It's just gonna be just like the movie Snowpiercer. Everybody at the back of the train is gonna be eating that Believer meat. These elites ain't eating that Believer meat, bro. Y'all talking about these CO2 emission cows and all that. Well, where the cows gonna go? Because you ain't just gonna get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? They'll get rid of them, but they ain't gonna just abolish cows. And why all of a sudden that cows is killing the earth? Why all of a sudden now? When we came in, the niggas went eating and killing animals like that, which would mean there's more animals. The amount of buffalo you kill, the amount of all these animals that's been going extinct, and now we run out of CO2 emissions because of cows. The amount of depopulation that's been going on. But that's what the thing is. Esau just throw you out dumbass numbers 200,000 years ago, and then nobody gonna count back that far to see that no mathematical process or time out any equation. It'll become radical once you're talking about 200,000 years, or when you're talking about 5,000 years, 10 years, then you got a closer look at things. 2,000 years, nigga, anything can happen in 200,000 years. Millions of years ago and all that shit. No, 6,000 to 7,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. Okay. But it says lab-grown chicken poses significant cancer risk. Lab-grown chicken poses. I want to read it. I'll just share the link in my bio. But at the end of the day, it's just like the cannabis thing that they didn't want to charge. They wanted cannabis was a felony, this and that. Well, not a felony, but a misdemeanor. You go to jail. As soon as they were able to lab grow it, cannabis is okay. Everybody come and get some. That's Esau's spill, man. So he's working to control all the products that the Most High owns, natural resources. All right, it ain't about these buildings and these yachts and all. He can make a yacht. It ain't about getting a yacht. It's about having the ability to make one. That's what it really is about with them, because it ain't about the money to buy the yacht. It's about the resources to build a yacht like that. Because with them, when you get so rich, it ain't about money. It's about resources. Okay? It ain't about spending money for private jets. It's about owning the companies. It's about owning the petroleum companies and the metal and the people that build jets. You ain't got to buy a jet when you own the oil company that fills the jets up with gas, and you own the fucking company that builds the jets. You worked at McDonald's before, and you tell me you got to pay for a burger, especially if you own McDonald's. You ain't paying for no damn burger. You ain't got to pay for another meal in your life. If I own Dave & Buster's or Cheesecake Factory or Walmart, you mean to tell me I'm going to pay for groceries? Right? Think about that. So how much more if they own all the resources in the world? You think they have to? So money is not a thing to them. That's not their importance. Money is important for us because we're in debt. All right? We don't own nothing. So now we're constantly we're working to be bird fed. But them, they ain't worried about no money, worried about resources, man. I want a phone to do this. I want a car to do that. Their true value is in the scientists and the resources. Them German scientists. Let me go fly over to Germany. It's the Adolf Hitler. We hate Adolf Hitler so much, but we love his scientists. you know. But I'm just rambling at this point. But it's good factual points, man. Everything I said, you can go and research because they love them German scientists more than they love hunting, man. You know, or just as much. You know, I ain't gonna diss Esau that bad. You know, but yeah, man. I thought this was some wicked shit. You can see it from a mile away, man. They're telegraphing it. But it's because they're desperate, you know. So with that being said, I want to say, call Allah, Yabashim Ashab, Kakadash, Yabashim Ashab, Bashim Kakadash, Bakatam, Shalom.